Hi, and welcome to Object Pronouns Made Easy, Part 2, Exercise 2. In this guided practice, we are going to translate the following sentences into Spanish. Let's get started. I gave her a ring. Her answers the question to whom. This is the indirect object. A ring answers the question what, so this is the direct object. And as we can see here, we have two objects. For that reason, the pronouns we have to choose are on this side. And in this case, her, for her, the pronoun is le. Le di un anillo. And we have no second option because we have only one verb. And if you remember, one verb, one option. Did she call you last night? This is a formal situation, and we are talking to a man. So first we need to identify the number of objects in the sentence, and we know that objects answer the question what, whom, or to whom. In this case, we can answer the question whom. Last night is not an object because it answers the question when, and what we saw is objects only answer the questions what, whom, or to whom. So consequently, this sentence has only one object, and as we are talking to a man and it's a formal situation, formal and singular and talking to a man, we're going to use lo. Lo llamó anoche. She sang him a song. To sing is cantar, song is canción. The first step is always to identify the number of objects. In this case, we have one, to whom. So we have one object here. What? A song answers the question what. So we have two objects. So when we have two objects, we have to use this column. So him will be translated as le. Le cantó una canción. I will always remember you. In this case, you is referring to a woman. It's a formal situation. We are talking to a woman. So this sentence has one object, which means that we have to use this column. So you, in this case, it's formal, it's singular and referring to a woman. Siempre la voy a recordar. And as we have two verbs, we have two options as well. Siempre voy a recordarla. They will tell him a lie. Lie is mentira. We have one object here. It answers a question to whom. We have another object here. It answers the question what. So when we have two objects, him would be translated as le. Le van a contar una mentira. And as we have two verbs, we have two options. Van a contarle una mentira. She has to give him my card. First, we need to identify the number of objects. Them answers the question to whom, so this is one object. My card answers the question what, so we have another object there. So when we have two objects, we have to use this column. So them would be translated as les. Les tiene que dar mi tarjeta. And as we have two verbs, we have two options. Tiene que darles mi tarjeta. We will meet you there. You is addressing a woman. It's formal situation while addressing a woman, while talking to a woman. We have only one object. It answers the question whom. So we are talking to a woman, formal situation, one object. We said that there is not an object because objects only answer the questions what, whom, or to whom. So we need to use this column. And as it's a woman, and it's a formal situation, we'll use la. La vamos a encontrar allí. Or, vamos a encontrarla allí. We have to see you soon. In this case, you is referring to 3 women. First, we need to identify the number of objects. You answers the question whom. This is a direct object. So we only have one object, so we are talking to 3 women. So this is the plural you. 3 women, one object. So the translation of this is las. Las tenemos que ver pronto. And as we have 2 verbs, tenemos and ver, we can also say tenemos que verlas pronto. He invited you to the party. In this case, you is referring to a man. It's a formal situation. How many objects do we have? Well, you answers the question whom. To the party is not an object, because objects answer the question what, whom, or to whom. To the party answers the question where. So it's not an object. When we have one object, we have to use this column, and this is formal and singular. It's a man, so it would be lo. Lo invitó a la fiesta. As we only have one verb, we only have one possibility. She will give him his share. First, we need to identify the number of objects. Him answers the question to whom. His share answers the question what. So this means that we have 2 objects. In this case, when we have 2 objects, the translation of him would be le. Le va a dar su parte. And as we have 2 verbs, va and dar, va a darle su parte. In this case, his is translated as su because we are expressing possession. And this is the end of guided practice number 2.